I forgot to mention one or two things that are important, or I forgot to stress. So we look at this Sarakani Sutta 55.24 on page 1811. Now, in this sutta, the Sarakani, this layman, he died, and the Buddha said that he was a stream enterer. And a lot of people did not believe because they said that he did not keep the 5 precepts. Actually, one of the 5 precepts, because he drank liquor. But the Buddha did not say that because of drinking liquor there was anything wrong. The Buddha just said that he had gone for refuge for a long time to the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. In other words, he had learned the Dhamma for a long time, so how can he be reborn in the woeful planes of existence? So now, to be a sotapanna, stream enterer, first path or first fruit, Arya, that person sometimes is said to have perfect sila, sometimes said to have Aryan sila, or said to have the sila, moral conduct, dear to the noble ones, to the Aryans. Now what is this Aryan sila? Aryan sila in the Noble Eightfold Path consists of 3 factors: right speech, right action, and right livelihood. Right speech consists of 4 precepts, not to lie, not to engage in malicious or divisive speech, not to engage in coarse or vulgar speech, and not to engage in idle gossip. So there are 4 precepts in right speech. In right action, there are 3 precepts: not to kill, not to take what is not given, and not to engage in sexual misconduct or adultery. 3 precepts. Right livelihood means earning your livelihood in a way that does not harm others. And that is covered by the 7 precepts, right speech and right action, so you don't harm others. So these 3 things, these 3 factors of the Noble Eightfold Path, which is the sila component, the sila component of the Noble Eightfold Path, consists of 7 precepts. And these 7 precepts, you notice, there is no precept against liquor. In other words, there are some people, they are good Buddhists, but every evening after dinner, they like to drink a bit of wine. Especially Westerners in the country, it's very cold. In the West, the winter, they need a bit of wine. There's nothing wrong with it. But sometimes, the precept is to prevent us from becoming intoxicated to the extent that you lose control of yourself. But if you don't lose your control of yourself, that's it's quite okay. But sometimes some people, they don't see it that way. I've been told there are some monks on the internet, they say even you drink 1 drop of liquor, you have broken the precept. That's a bit too extreme. The other thing I think I've mentioned the other day, but I just like to stress again, that if you notice on page 1812, it says that the Arahant, the one who is liberated by mind or liberated by wisdom, he has joyous wisdom, swift wisdom. And then the Anagamin also has joyous wisdom and swift wisdom. But the Sakadagamin does not have joyous wisdom or swift wisdom. And the Sotapanna also does not have joyous wisdom and swift wisdom. So, why is it that the Anagamin and the Arahant, both of them have joyous and swift wisdom, whereas Sakadagamin and Sotapanna do not have? Now, in the suttas, it is mentioned that the Sotapanna and Sakadagamin, they have perfect sila or Aryan sila, whereas the Anagamin has perfect sila and perfect samadhi, perfect moral conduct and perfect concentration. And the Arahant has perfect sila, samadhi and panya, perfect moral conduct, perfect concentration, and perfect wisdom. So the Anagamin and Arahant, they both possess one thing in common, which is perfect concentration. Perfect concentration in the Noble Eightfold Path means the 4 jhanas. nothing short of the 4 jhanas. If you have 3 jhanas also, it's not perfect concentration. It is concentration, but it's not perfect concentration. So that is why the Anagamin and the Arahant, they are one step higher than the Sakadagamin and Sotapanna in the sense that they have deep wisdom. Joyous wisdom and swift wisdom refers to deep wisdom, and deep wisdom comes with deep samadhi. So that's why it is stated in the suttas that concentration brings you great wisdom. So there's something that the people who practice pure vipassana, they don't believe. So without perfect concentration, if you practice pure vipassana, it is not possible to attain joyous wisdom and swift wisdom, and others deep wisdom. So the last and most important thing about this sutta is that the Buddha said even the trees can become sotapanna if they can understand the Dhamma, meaning that sotapanna is to be attained by listening to the Dhamma, not just meditation. Although meditation does help, does assist, but the most important criterion for attaining stream entry is hearing the Dhamma, because there is one sutta, Samyutta Nikaya 9.20, where it is said that the sotapanna, or it's implied that the sotapanna has right view. Right view. And in fact, all Aryans have right view. So, right view is obtained with 2 conditions, as mentioned in the Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta 43. One is the voice of another, in other words, somebody else teaching you the Dhamma. And then you have Yoniso Manasikara, which can be translated as proper attention or careful attention. So, right view comes from somebody else teaching you the Dhamma. So nowadays that would include reading the Nikayas, the original suttas of the Buddha in the book form. So very important thing to remember, that if you want to attain sotapanna, you must listen to the Dhamma, otherwise you can never attain right view and become a sotapanna.